I'm a huge Half-Life fan. It defined my love of video games and my love of storytelling in video games, and it's just stuck with me forever. So when this demo just came out of Half-Life 2 RTX, it's a fan-made effort, and it's impressive. It's really, really cool, but we only got 2 levels. But I figured that since it's using these NVIDIA tools, why not just put all of the regular Half-Life 2 single-player maps into Half-Life 2 RTX and see what we can see. It did in fact work, sort of, so let me show you what I found. How this works is materials or meshes. Meshes are props and the like, you know, tables, desks, weapons, things. If there is a new version, they are replaced. Sometimes the old one stays, sometimes it becomes invisible, doesn't even exist. And you can toggle it on and off to see what the differences are. But that means that anything that's using the assets from the 2 demo levels will look really good. And the lighting will still be good in general, no matter what you toggle, because we have this RTX setting going, right? Like, it understands lighting everywhere, and it's pretty cool. It does this ray tracing, path tracing. But in doing all of this, I noticed there are some hidden models and textures that we didn't get to see in the 2 demo levels. I figured we'd start right at the top. It's kind of funny that it says, "We don't go to Ravenholm." Obviously, that's not the title of the first mission. And this doesn't look great right away for a few reasons. Mostly what I mentioned before, right? That we don't have the updated G-Man and the like. And this train is barren. We don't have updated meshes, and in this case, it just makes the seats invisible. But you can see some decent lighting. You can press Alt-X to mess with the NVIDIA RTX settings, and when I toggle the content enhancements on and off, you can see the differences. I didn't expect to see a new model of the scanner. It looks really good. Something funny you'll notice here, for some reason, some objects, most prominently the Metro Cops, are glowing red. This is a setting you can toggle, but as far as I can tell, nothing's toggled right now, so for whatever reason, these guys are set to glow. They're so ominous, so angry. I do find it funny how they actually influence the environment, though, because we have ray tracing and path tracing. They light up the environment red. I think that's great. Vortigaunts also are missing eye textures. Another cool model difference here, the camera. These new models look great. Props to the team. Following Barney down this hall here, you'll see some textures are new. Some, in this case, are just solid gray. Man's in here being interrogated by the glowing cop. Horrifying. This I find really, really cool. Barney's interrogation room is nearly entirely new. The textures look great, the lighting. Obviously, it's not perfect. There are some missing things. When I walk around the room and toggle things on and off, you can see some missing meshes here and there, like clock goes away and it's like leaning chair, this measurement wall pattern. But otherwise, looks pretty good. The models they've worked on are truly commendable. I'm quite fond of that ceiling texture. It's lovely. Jumping out the window here, this little corridor, this strange area, terrace. What even is this place? It's mostly new, if not entirely new. Strangely, this is one of the only areas that has all newness that still looks old. I think a big part of it is how square it is. Like, it feels like it almost needs more. That wasn't a problem in the past, but when everything looks this good, it's a little uncanny. And it definitely doesn't help that the vines over here just kind of stop. If they maybe came out a little bit onto the ground, something like that, that might help. Pretty cool seeing through the glass bottles here, though. Like I said, I went through nearly every level to see if there was anything interesting. A lot of stuff is just gray like this. I should also note that I don't have my reticle on. I did this entirely for cinematic purposes. I find it a little distracting. It's pretty big. Thanks to cheats, though. Let's give this cop what he deserves. Got him. You too. Got him. You too. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you guys are fine. You notice there's a trigger box up there, which is kind of funny. Big fan of Dr. Breen's Private Reserve. Great model, guys. Not much new in this area. It was worth taking a look, though. Since a lot of the outside here is just stone pathways, a lot of this is relatively new. It's kind of cool. Bap. I don't think this gate is final. It's kind of weird. I didn't preface it at the beginning, but it should be noted that none of this is representative of what the team is working on. These are literally just Half-Life 2 levels pulled into the Half-Life 2 RTX system. So it's using some cool lighting, sometimes changing textures. This is just me messing around to see what I can find. So if anything doesn't look good, I'm sure it will by the time all of Half-Life 2 RTX comes out. I came to check out Breen, see what his story is here. I thought it'd be funny to spawn a ton of stuff around him, but I crashed the game. That'll happen. Yeah, this isn't Nova Prospekt, but here's another area that does have a lot of the textures that are new. For some reason, Alex here is totally bugged, and she keeps saying,
"Come on, Gordon."
I don't know why. She wants me to follow her, but she's not going anywhere. So I have to no-clip through Breen's private reserve. Kleiner's Lab. This is a very mesh-heavy area, so we're not gonna see much here, unfortunately. That being said, there are at least a fair amount of new textures and new meshes. It is cool to see. And yeah, the lighting in general is just so cool. Flipping enhancements off here makes this terminal glow. Once again, I find it so interesting how it makes the whole room glow red. RTX is so cool. Very ominous. Flicking through them here, you can see how that replacement system works. Here you have it, the moment of truth. The suit. Without question, hands down, the coolest model they've worked on. This looks unbelievable. No matter how close you get, every angle, this thing is a masterpiece. Oh man, that looks good. The way the light bounces off it, it is incredible. Even this weird shielding system on the outside here that contains it.
This way, Gordon.
Seeing that move and the lighting pass through it, very cool stuff. I wanted to get a closer look with the free cam, but I didn't realize that pressing W to go forward with the camera would also make me walk forward, and I accidentally put on the suit. So I had to reload a save there and try again. This thing's incredible. Oh, look at this.
This way, Gordon.
Even the view model of the gloves, 10 out of 10. Another example here of how much detail they put into this. This keyboard is incredible. Genuinely, this is such a highly detailed keyboard. I can't get over it. The shield recharge, the fact that these meshes hold up and even look better when you zoom in on them is crazy. Like, that's unbelievable.
This way, Gordon.
Once we enter the secret room here, the lighting changes dramatically. Another mesh-heavy room, so things are kind of wonky in here. But even if you turn the meshes on, you can see the lighting stays and things are kind of cool. I noticed that there are some glass cabinets back here that have obviously full reflections. Another big benefit of RTX. I'm sad to report there's not much worth seeing once you go through this teleporter and continue the story here. But now that I got weapons...
What's the meaning of this?
Turns out, Breen finishing his dialogue is a trigger, so we're stuck. I decided to fly up to one of the most haunting places in my video game knowledge, this horrific lake that you teleport into, and ichthyosaur comes at you. I swear that haunted me for a long time, but it's not spawned yet, and I'm 2 days to go find it. I don't think it has a new mesh anyway. There's the health station model. Delicious. I'll save you. We're coming up here on one of my favorite areas I've seen so far. But first, this area, not bad. Pretty good because it's mostly there, other than this gray wall on the back. And this blue fence seems to be an old model still. But the area itself is looking pretty good. To even see the trains, you gotta flip a toggle. Makes it a little easier. My favorite area right here, this house. Right here, this... Pause on any frame here. This looks incredible. This looks fake. I posted these screenshots around the web and people have been like, what? People have been faking Half-Life 3 screenshots for a while, and they kind of look like this. Incredible. It's all new stuff here. It looks so good. Very cool spot. Stuff in this train area is mostly new, foiled a bit by these glowing red cops. I wonder what's around that corner. Oh no, it's the cops. These tight hallways here are extra liminal. Another really cool spot is right here, and we're gonna mess around with some settings here, but first of all, just take a look around. Looks really good. The water's a little dark. I'm sure that's something they'll change. I'm sure there are various settings that would affect that. I mean, it's supposed to be gross water, but the texture underneath, how see-through the water is, I'm sure things they will, again, tweak. Nonetheless, this looks pretty good. Other than the one big low-quality texture on the wall there. Alt-X here to mess around with settings. There's some cool stuff you can play with. So for instance, you're going to cause a lot of crashes doing this, so do it at your own risk, but it is pretty fun and it helps you understand what's going on under the hood. Here I'm changing the light angle. You can make some pretty cinematic shots with this. Looks pretty cool. And look, a bit of a god ray. Like, that's just modern game lighting right there. It's incredible. You can mess with your view model here, and it's pretty fun. Looks totally wacky. Still looks good, though. But I do find it interesting that you can now see your own shadow, at least of what your model is, which is just a pair of arms. And I'm wondering if they're going to let you see your character. Like, are they going to have a Gordon shadow? I'd prefer that. I think this looks really cool and really sells that immersion. When you're in the view model form, there is no shadow. You don't cast a shadow, as far as I'm aware. And seeing this now makes me realize, yeah, that kind of takes me out of it. And this brings me back, so we'll see. Man, this looks good. Even with the wonky long arms. Another hidden model in RTX is the Mega Fizz Gun. I don't think this is complete, but it is there. It is textured. It doesn't look bad. Maybe that solid white there is going to be changed to be a little more, kind of glowy and interesting, but otherwise, looks kind of cool. I wish it naturally emitted blue light around the environment, but while experimenting, I did notice that as it flickers, that does light up the environment, which is pretty cool. Showing off another little fun thing here, changing the albedo scale. It generally makes things look awful. Like, messing with a lot of this doesn't generally benefit you, but it can make some pretty cinematic little silhouette style shots. Another area I found particularly interesting is this one on canals. The airboats here, it is the old texture, the old model, but surprisingly, this radioactive gunk is updated. You'll notice there are just kind of random yellow lights around. That's how they made it glow before. Theoretically, when we play the real deal, it will naturally emit lighting and not just be lights, right? And same thing with like kind of the fogs kind of going through the ceiling. There are tweaks here. I just found it interesting. Running through City 17, there's some new stuff, a lot of old stuff. Not really there yet. Again, hope I don't have to remind you when this is not worked on, right? A bunch of maps like Coast are totally bonked, mainly because of the skybox. It doesn't even seem fixable unless you really dove into it. For a little extra fun, I downloaded a custom map, Ravenholm in the Day. It's funny because it looks fine, but not right. Like, it's so clear that this map and all the lighting and everything was not designed to be in the day. It's kind of bland, washed out. It is fun yeeting zombies, though. And yeah, you can change all sorts of intensity things about lighting. So there you have it. For any of my current subscribers, this is probably totally different than what you're used to on this channel. But fun fact, I actually was messing around with Half-Life stuff, maps and modding before YouTube existed, just way back when. And so really just playing with this stuff and talking about it just fills me with nostalgia and just really makes me happy. So I hope you guys got a kick out of this and let me know if you did, because I'd love to just talk about stuff I'm enjoying and showcase some things I'm tweaking around, and go play with this yourself. Ooh, one final bonus here before I go. I decided to spawn all sorts of NPCs, and I noticed another completed model, the Stalker. The Stalker is complete, right? Like something that's just so seemingly kind of useless. Does it appear somewhere in one of the levels? Oh, maybe we get a glimpse of it. Oh, it's probably on a monitor. I think we might probably get a glimpse of it in a Nova Prospekt. That makes sense. But it is a creepy, creepy model. Oh, yep. That's not good. Like and subscribe for that.